Dividends can be a key part of wealth, but they're not the only key. Let me break it down simply. Why dividends matter. 1. Passive income. Dividends provide cash flow without needing to sell your stocks. Over time, this can replace salary income. 2. Compounding. Reinvested dividends buy more shares, which then pay even more dividends, snowball effect. 3. Stability. Companies that consistently pay and grow dividends are often financially strong and disciplined. 4. Protection in bear markets. Even if stock prices drop, dividends can still provide returns. Why dividends alone aren't enough. 1. Not all great companies pay them. For example, Amazon, Tesla, and Google built massive shareholder wealth without dividends, reinvesting profits into growth. 2. Tax considerations. In some countries, dividends are taxed more heavily than capital gains. 3. Yield traps. A very high dividend yield can mean the company is in trouble. Tap the balance view. Dividends equals wealth plus income stability. Growth stocks equals capital appreciation. The real key is combining both depending on your stage in life. Young stage, growth stocks, reinvesting for long-term wealth. Wealth preservation stage, dividend-paying stocks, steady income. So dividends aren't the key, but they're a powerful lock in the door of financial freedom when used wisely. Do you want me to show you how much wealth you could build in, say, 20 years by reinvesting dividends starting from a small monthly amount? Perfect. Let's do a clear example with numbers. Suppose you invest 3,000 EGP every month, like you mentioned in other chats. Let's see how wealth builds in 20 years if you choose dividend stocks and reinvest all dividends. Assumptions. Monthly investment, 3,000 EGP. Dividend yield, 4% annually. Stock price growth, capital gains, 6% annually. Reinvest all dividends. So, total expected annual return equals 10%, 4% dividends plus 6% growth. Future value in 20 years. Using compounding math, after 20 years, then 2.1 million EGP. But here's the kicker. Without dividends, just growth 6%, 1.4 million EGP. With dividends reinvested 10%, 2.1 million EGP. Dividends plus reinvestment give you 700,000 EGP more wealth in 20 years. Passive income at year 20. If you stop reinvesting and just live off dividends at 4%, it's 2.1 million, 4% equals 84,000 EGP per year, 7,000 EGP per month. That's basically your current salary, but without working. That's why dividends are powerful. They boost compounding. They eventually replace your salary. Do you want me to run the same example but for 30 years to see the real snowball effect? Here's the 30-year peer picture if you invest 3,000 EGP monthly. With dividends reinvested, 10% return, 6.78 million EGP. Without dividends, just 6% growth, 3.01 million EGP. Extra wealth from dividends, 3.77 million EGP. Passive income at year 30. If you stop reinvesting and live off dividends at 4% yield, minus 6.78.4% equals 271,000 EGP per year, 22,600 EGP per month. That's over 3 times your current salary without working. This is the snowball effect of dividends plus compounding. 20 years replaces your salary. 30 years makes you financially free. Do you want me to also show a 40-year scenario, the real generational wealth level?